Okay. I'm Stefan Darbo from Memprotech. We're the manufacturer of these ROs. And these ROs are pretty simple to operate. There's one concentration valve over here. That's what you control the flow. And these two flow meters will tell you what your flow are. Okay. When you start a brand new RO, always start them at 50-50. So because the membrane is brand new. Then after that, you can do the concentration cycle that you wish. Okay.
Yep.
And these little taps are for testing the bricks of your permeate, just in case it lets sugar go through.
Yep.
If your permeate is cloudy, something's going wrong. Probably with your pipes are not going at the right place. And this one's to check your concentrate. So let's say you start at 2. Let's say you have 2 bricks.
Yep.
You want to bring it up to 6 bricks, 8 bricks. That's what you check.
Yep.
Okay? There's only one valve to play with. It's just this concentration valve here.
So that doesn't to adjust the pressure of the pump. That just adjusts the flow.
It does. Yeah. It does. By concentrating higher, it's going to play on your pressure.
Increases the pressure.
That's correct.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Yep.
But these machines work on low pressure anyhow.
Right.
What is very simple about these units is they're all marked. The red is for the concentrate that you're going to be boiling.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be sending this one at the bottom. You got a knife?
Yep.
You're going to be sending your concentrate at the bottom of your tank.
Yep.
Why it's going to stay at the bottom is because the density of the concentrate is going to stay at the bottom.
Yep.
And you're going to be feeding your RO. That's why we put a float here. That's going to sit on your tank, and you're going to be feeding the RO with the sap on top of the tank. So because you're using the same tank, I don't know if that's what you guys are going to do.
That's what we're planning on doing. Yep.
Okay. So that's a big advantage of this RO. Only one tank for the concentrate and for the sap. And over here, this is the one for the permeate. The blue is for pure water. Pure permeate is water. Okay? So it's all color coded. Over here, your feed. You got a pre-filter here. This should be changed every day. Always start new, fresh. Because there's millions and millions of bacterial growth in these filters. Over here's your pressure pump, and over here's your recirculation pump. So why these membranes stay clean is because we've got a recirculation pump that's always brushing the membrane as it's operating. So whether you're on the concentration cycle, on the rinse cycle, or on the wash cycle, the recirculation pump always works. Anybody has any questions yet? So in your manual,
When you say water, that's obviously the discharge of water. What you're taking off.
yeah, that's the permeate.
So that'd be your permeate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
that goes to your second tank.
that goes to your whatever tank you're going to use for your permeate.
Yeah.
A lot of people use 55-gallon drums, but the best thing is those, those keg. They're about what, 300 gallons.
Yeah.
With the wire around them. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
For this size of an RO, since it's a 2-membrane one.
Yeah.
Or 55-gallon drums. The main thing is just you got to put, your feed, your concentrates coming in the bottom of the tank, and your permeate. Your permeate goes to your permeate tank.
So as you're recycling, you're dumping your concentrate in the bottom of the tank. You're drawing sap off the top of your tank.
Yep.
And then and then you're just continually testing the bricks on the permeate.
Yeah. No. Well, not once a day.
Once a day.
Just once a day. If the permeate is clear, you don't even have to test it.
Okay.
Most people don't test it that often. The most important one is the concentrate. You want to know what you're coming in.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I meant the concentrate.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
this one you should test three, 4 times a day.
So that's when you're in this process, then you start testing the concentrate for your bricks, and that's how you know when to shut off the stop the process.
Well, that's when you know that your machine is operating properly.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say you have 2 bricks.
Yeah.
You're bringing it up to 6, 8. You know, these units will bring it to 8 bricks.
Yeah.
These small units.
So you set it for that. So you
Yeah.
set it for 8 bricks.
Yeah.
And it shuts off automatically when it hits 8 bricks, or
No.
no? It'll keep going.
But the advantage of this unit is it's always recirculating in the same tank.
Yeah.
So as long as it's running, there's no problem. These units is when they shut down, there's a problem. When they shut down, they got to be rinsed right away. As long as they can run 24 hours straight. But as soon as it shuts down, within 15 minutes, you got to rinse it to get the sugar content out of your membrane.
Okay.
So you need to do a rinse.
Otherwise, the bacteria will grow.
That's correct.
So as soon as you're done concentrating, you run the rinse cycle.
Yeah.
Just with water.
Just with water.
Just with water. So how often do you use the soap to clean?
You know, a lot of people do wash once a day, but some days, like the sap is so clean, your pressure's nothing. I mean, you check your pressure gauge and it's really low pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That means the membrane is not dirty. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you can skip one day. But me personally, at my sugar bush, we clean every day.
Okay, once a day.
Once a day. At the end of the day, we do a wash cycle. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can let it sit overnight in the soap and rinse it the next day. That's no problem. So it's going to shut down by itself.
Question. Say, for instance, he knows what he's got to do. He knows he's got to shut it down. In 15 minutes, he's got to wash it.
Yeah.
But he's got to leave early that afternoon for an engagement, something, whatever. He's got Junior there, and Junior don't do that. Next day he walks in, finds out it didn't get done. What's involved then? I mean,
Then you got to do a good wash cycle.
so several hours, or
No, just do one.
Okay.
Then do a rinse. Then if the membrane is still down, you're going to have to do a bioacid. That's one of the products you have, but we say that in the manual.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? Because when you really plug a membrane, you got to do a rinse, a wash, rinse, a bioacid, a rinse, and another wash. That's when your membrane is really plugged.
Right.
And that's what we tell you to do at the end of the year before
You put it away.
that's correct. It's very simple. I mean, it's
Right.
The biggest thing to remember is once you start running it through your RO, it's going to keep continuing the cycle.
yeah. So your brick's going to get even higher, but that's okay.
Right.
Because you're instead of putting it 2 bricks, maybe now, if it's been operating for 4 or 5 hours, it might be at 8, and it's going to go to 10. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's up to you guys
Higher
on your
concentrate.
evaporator how.
And that's just a learning process where you want it.
That's correct. For the size of evaporator you guys have,
Right.
and how long you want to boil.
Right.
How much sap you have on hand.
And how much sap you have on hand?
Yeah.
So how much permeate do you need to run a wash cycle,
A rinse cycle?
a rinse cycle?
A rinse cycle, at least 100 gallons, 90 gallons. 2 55-gallon drums, so that's 110.
Okay.
Because in Quebec, it's 45 gallons. You guys 55. That's a minimum,
That's minimum.
2 drums for a
Yeah.
rinse.
We got what I bought was 200-gallon tanks per
So that's
per
even-
sugar bush.
So that's even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So should you preheat the water for the rinse cycle? Use hot water or just
No, just,
it doesn't have to be hot water?
no. Because with the friction, it's going to heat up a little bit anyhow. With the friction of the pumps.
Okay. So so how do you fill it for the
For which cycle?
for the wash cycle?
For the wash cycle? For the wash cycle, you put a whole, this is just, that's the wash tank, okay? So you put this one in there,
Yeah.
this one in there, and this one in there, the 3 of them.
Okay.
And so that's going to recirculate in this tank.
Okay. So how do you add your permeate, your 100 gallons of permeate?
Are you going to have to add it with, when your permeate's coming out of here?
Yeah.
Just put it in there and you're going to get permeate. While you're concentrating, you can fill up your thing.